Vietnam, the smells, the sounds, the sheer chaos of it all. But like any place on earth where tourists roam with pockets full of cash, there are those who'd see you parted from your dong. Yeah, I'm talking scams. In this video, we're diving deep into the scams you need to watch out for in Vietnam. From the moment you land in Hanoi or touch down in Ho Chi Minh City, we'll give you the lowdown on the hustles, the tricks, and the outright scams. Think of this as your travel vaccine. So, grab a bia hoi, get comfortable, and let's get this show on the road. You've just stepped off the plane, jet-lagged, sweat dripping down your back. Prime target for the first wave of hustlers, the taxi drivers. They'll swarm you at the arrivals gate with promises of cheap rides. But beware, these sweet nothings often lead to inflated fares, rigged meters, and detours longer than a Vietnamese soap opera.
Oh, my meter is broken, but I give you good price.
The oldest trick in the book, the broken meter, another classic, the scenic route. Now, I'm not saying all taxi drivers are out to fleece you. There are honest ones out there. So, what's the play? Stick to reputable companies like My Linh or Vinasun. Better yet, embrace the app, my friend. Ride-hailing apps like Grab are your new best friend in Vietnam. You get upfront pricing so you know exactly what you're paying before you even step foot in the car. Let's talk tours, those prepackaged adventures promising to unlock the hidden gems of Vietnam. Problem is, some of these gems are about as real as a $3 Rolex. We're talking about fake tours, my friends. Slick-talking touts lurking around tourist hotspots, whispering promises of unforgettable experiences at bargain basement prices.
This tour is very special, my friend. Only for you and very cheap.
These tours often deliver a pale imitation of what they promise. Cramped buses, rushed itineraries, forced shopping stops at their cousin's lacquerware shop, and then there's the overpriced ticket scam. So how do you steer clear of these tourist traps? Simple. Do your homework. Book your tours through reputable agencies, your hotel, or trusted online platforms like Get Your Guide or Klook. Remember, a genuine Vietnamese experience isn't about ticking off boxes on a checklist. It's about immersing yourself in the culture, the food, the people. Alright, let's talk street food, because let's be honest, that's half the reason you came to Vietnam, right? It's a feast for the senses, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But even in this culinary paradise, you gotta keep your wits about you. The street vendor hustle. It's an art form, really.
Try this, my friend. Very delicious. Only for you.
You're browsing the stalls, admiring the colorful displays of exotic fruits and souvenirs, and bam! A friendly vendor appears, all smiles and gestures, offering you a taste of their wares. A piece of fruit, a handful of incense sticks, a lucky bracelet. It seems harmless enough, a gesture of goodwill. But the moment you accept, the game changes. Suddenly that free sample comes with a hefty price tag. Another classic move? The bait and switch. You point at what you want, maybe some delicious banh mi, they bag it up, you hand over your money and walk away, only to discover later they gave you something completely different. So how do you navigate this culinary minefield? First off, be polite but firm. Trust your gut, my friend, it's rarely wrong. Alright, listen up, because this one's important, especially if you plan on renting a motorbike in Vietnam. Now, I love motorbikes, they're the lifeblood of this country, a chaotic ballet of two-wheeled freedom. And if you're feeling adventurous, renting one can be an amazing way to explore the countryside or zip through the city streets.
But be warned, there's a dark side to this motorbike love affair, the rental scam.
The most common trick? The damaged goods scam. You rent a bike, it seems fine, but when you return it, the owner miraculously discovers a scratch, a dent, a loose mirror, you name it. And guess who gets to pay for the repairs? You guessed it, amigo. So, how do you avoid becoming a victim of this two-wheeled treachery? Documentation, my friend. Before you even think about handing over your passport or your cash, inspect that bike like it's a vintage Mustang. Take photos, shoot a video, document every imperfection, and make sure you get the owner's agreement on the bike's condition. Trust me, a little caution goes a long way in this game. Let's talk Cyclos, those charming three-wheeled chariots that promise a leisurely ride through the bustling streets of Vietnam. They're iconic, they're quaint, and they're a great way to experience the city at a slower pace. But like everything else in life, there's a catch. Some cyclo drivers see tourists as easy targets for a quick buck. They'll lure you in with a smile and a seemingly reasonable price, only to slam you with an inflated fare once the ride is over. The oldest trick in the cyclo playbook? The forgotten price. So, how do you avoid getting taken for a ride, both literally and figuratively? Simple. Agree on the price before you even step foot in the cyclo, and make sure you have the correct change. Remember, a little assertiveness goes a long way in ensuring a fair deal. Let's talk money, because let's be honest, that's what makes the world go round, even in a place as spiritual as Vietnam. Now, the Vietnamese dong, it's a colorful currency, that's for sure. But all those zeros can be confusing, especially for us foreigners. And that, my friends, is where the scammers see an opportunity. One of the most common scams you'll encounter is the fake currency scam. They'll slip you a counterfeit bill, usually a large denomination, and hope you're too distracted to notice. Or they'll use sleight of hand, swapping out real bills for fakes while they're counting your change. So, how do you protect yourself from these financial fiascos? First off, familiarize yourself with the Vietnamese dong, and always check your change carefully, especially after a large transaction. We've all been there. You hop in a taxi hoping for a quick and easy ride, only to find yourself locked in a battle of wills with a driver who seems to think the meter is just a suggestion. The broken meter scam. It's a classic for a reason. The driver will claim his meter is malfunctioning, out of order, or conveniently forgotten to turn it on. Their goal? To shake you down for an inflated fare at the end of the ride.
So how do you avoid this all too common scam? First off, before you even get in the taxi, make sure the meter is working. If it's not, find another taxi. If the driver insists on an off-the-meter fare, negotiate a price before you start moving. Know your route and have an idea of what a fair price should be. And remember, if the driver refuses to use the meter or negotiate a fair price, don't be afraid to walk away.
So there you have it. The lowdown on the scams to watch out for in Vietnam. Look, I'm not telling you all this to scare you off. Vietnam is a beautiful, chaotic, and ultimately rewarding country to explore. The people are warm, the food is incredible, and the experiences you'll have here will stay with you long after you've left. The key is to be informed, be aware, and trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't let the fear of scams ruin your trip. Go out there, explore, eat everything, and enjoy the amazing adventure that awaits you in Vietnam. Host, by staying informed and aware, you can avoid these common scams and focus on creating unforgettable memories. Safe travels, and see you in the next one.